This afternoon we have a typical springtime unit not cooling properly call. Gentleman went upstairs, noticed it was a little more humid than he would like up there, checked the thermostat, and noticed it was a degree or so above what he had it set on. So we will stop by and take a look and see what we can figure out for him. Alright, we can hear the blower running. We are on. So we'll just slide it over to cool in here. Right away, we do not have any diagnostic lights. That is a LED display, numerical, alphanumerical I believe. And nothing is lighting up. So, just to be sure, we did unplug it, but we'll double check. No high voltage to ground on either side. So we're good there. Low voltage wise, see nothing between common and 24 volt hot. Nothing between 24 volt hot and anything. Nothing between common and anything. We know we have power upstairs due to the air handler being able to operate and the thermostat operating. So probably lost all of our voltage here. So if we have any power there, 24 volt hot is exposed. Don't have anything. So we may have lost it. Don't know whether that's rodent damage. It looks kind of like it's been chewed. So there may be some more damage somewhere else preventing power altogether. So we'll look around a little bit, see what we come up with. Out of curiosity, I just wanted to check these others just to be sure we're looking at the right unit. We actually have no voltage on this one. To the last unit, it does have a lot of amps, but same thing, going between red and common, no low voltage here. So essentially, all three of these are not operating. So now we need to find out. The only thing I could think is somewhere between here, a little bit of a mishap may have happened. So our only point of commonality here is where all these wires run through the wall. We'll do a little exploratory surgery here. So we'll gingerly clip these as to not accidentally short something. See if we have power here. I'll know what our issue might be. Put on continuity first, just make sure our meter is working, because that would be embarrassing. So we will go between red, which should be 24 volt hot. We do have 24 volts to ground, which I'm just using the mechanical ground of the copper line set. We do have 24 volts on the wire itself. So that was our, if we remember, our green was our common to our outside, and we got 26.2 volts. So, as I was kind of thinking when we discovered that all three units lost low voltage somewhere in this wall, I don't know whether it was a rodent was the reason they foamed it or what the reason may have been, but the wiring's all damaged through there. So what we'll do is we'll try to attach a new wire to the remains of these and see if we can pull it through. Since I'm not really worried about damaging this wire at this point, I'm going to just use the wire itself, skin it back a little bit. Take our new wire here. Doesn't particularly matter which ones. Make us a little loop. Little loop. Trying to twist it pretty good. That way we just have a good surface to pull against. Same thing, because we're pulling it through a wall, I would rather go a little overboard than underboard and have to drill a hole where otherwise I wouldn't. So we're just going to do this with a few of these strands to make sure we have a good solid connection for pulling this guy through.
Tool belt packed tight, knowledge in his song. He says, come on board for HVAC ride-alongs. HVAC ride-alongs, where the wires meet the flame. Fixing up the systems, ain't no two jobs the same. Turn a wrench, check the flow, learn where you belong. You'll find your spark on HVAC ride-alongs. He's got tales of compressors and coils that can hum. How to patch a leaky system, diagnose on the run. Changing filters like clockwork, pushing dust where it's gone. He shouts, hey, let's roll. It's HV ride-alongs. HVAC ride-alongs, where the wires meet the flame. Fixing up the systems, ain't no two jobs the same. Turn a wrench, check the flow, learn where you belong. You'll find your spark on HVAC ride-alongs.
We just turned the unit on outside by connecting we can hear it. So we have restored power for sure.
Wisdom leads the way, even when it's boiling or the winter winds are strong. He'll say this is the life. HV ride-alongs. HVAC ride-alongs, where the wires meet the flame. Fixing up the systems, ain't no two jobs the same. Turn a wrench, check the flow, learn where you belong. Find your spark on HVAC
ride-alongs. They're all done. Well, sometimes our run-of-the-mill service call for no cooling or low cooling doesn't quite work out quite as we expect. In that particular case, I even made another assumption where I saw the newer of the units on the outside and just assumed that was the outdoor unit for the upstairs, as those tend to be the first ones that get replaced in a home. So immediately looked there, saw the damaged wiring, thought, oh, chipmunk damage or something like that. Had no power to the unit, low voltage rather. Thought, okay, obviously that's the problem then. And as I got to messing with it, I thought, you know, the tonnage doesn't seem quite right for this unit. Seems a little too big. Looked over at the unit beside me just to double check, and lo and behold, it too had no low voltage. Then we looked over at the unit on the other side, and no low voltage there either. There were a few splice points in the wiring where I could see it had been probably chewed up and somebody tried to splice it back together on the outside. As we got under the house, the only real place of commonality being that the indoor units all run their respective outdoor unit. Everything has its own power supply. All the low voltage is independent per unit. So very, very odd to find 3 units doing the same thing at the same time. So again, the only point where all of it was together was right there where it pinched through the wall. So sure enough, we checked the wiring on the opposite side of the wall and had power on all 3 of them. So, well, that's it. So it looks like a rodent, chipmunk probably, got in the wall, running in and out of the penetration there for the line sets, and eventually chewed the wires in half. Looked like he did either do it himself or have a pest control company come by and try to seal off that hole to exclude the rodents from being able to get in the house. But unfortunately, the wiring damage had already been done. Luckily, we were able to pretty easily pull some new wiring through there. So got them all hooked back up. Everything seemed to be running happily. But let that be a lesson too. Never say it's just going to be a standard run-of-the-mill call, and don't assume which unit is which for sure. But all in all, not too terrible. It was an interesting little afternoon, and we'll run along and find something else to do.